Spin Me Around, a rom-com film that is now available to purchase on VOD and also purchase on DVD. What were my thoughts on this rom-com film? Well, stick around and find out. A woman wins an all-expenses-paid trip to a company's gorgeous institute outside of Florence and also the chance to meet the restaurant chain's wealthy and charismatic owner. She finds a different adventure than the one she imagined. The film stars Alison Brie, Jake Picking, Stella Chestnut, Lil Rel Howery, Ben Sinclair, Molly Shannon, Debbie Ryan, and Aubrey Plaza, and was directed by Jeff Baena. Spin Me Around, the only reason that I heard of this rom-com film is I was just looking at what movies were coming out on physical media, and this one caught my eye mainly because I saw that Aubrey Plaza was in the film, so I went ahead and checked out the film. And what can I really say really positive about this film is I really did like the cast here. What really drew me in was Aubrey Plaza. Debbie Ryan was in this film. I haven't seen her in any kind of film in quite some time. Alison Brie, she really drew me in as well. So the cast itself really drew me in. And the fact that it was a rom-com film, I thought it would be a cutesy kind of film and kind of like a run-of-the-mill kind of romance kind of film with some comedy thrown in. And there is a little bit of comedy in this film, but really there isn't really jokes that I would say that I really laughed out loud too much about. In fact, I think a lot of the comedy in this film is rather forced, and really this film really has a hard time picking the genre. So it really starts off with Alison Brie's character. She wins this trip to go to Italy. She's really expecting a really extravagant adventure going to Italy, living in a really nice place, and she doesn't get to live in a really nice place. Basically, she works for a knockoff Olive Garden, and when she goes to this place and she's really trying to learn and really meet like the wealthy owner and stuff like that, she ends up meeting this guy. After this guy that is introduced that it seems like Alison Brie may fall in love with, it then introduces Aubrey Plaza out of thin air. They strike up having this lesbian romance connection in which that you think that that is going to really develop. They end up kissing and having this makeout scene for like a minute. So guys, if you're interested in that, that happens in this film. But at the same time, after that scene, Aubrey Plaza is nowhere to be found. She literally disappears, and it just seemed like she was just there just because she was a big star. And I really cannot stand that when you have people that are involved in a plot, then they disappear, and it's just like, why did you even have this in the film? Then the film goes into a thriller route in which it makes no sense because it has zero buildup and it feels very unearned. And this is what I mean by this film feels very misguided and very misdirected, as it's just mashing a lot of different genres. And that's fine if it really works and it has a compelling story, but it really doesn't have that compelling story. And a lot of times in this film, I was very bored because there really wasn't much of a direction and there wasn't really any comedy that was making me laugh. So I felt like this film just felt like a big waste of time. And by the time the film actually wraps up, it's just kind of a big joke, and you're just like, what did I just watch, and what was this film trying to do, or what kind of message was this film trying to portray? Because it's marketed as a comedy romance film. If you go on IMDb, that's what the genre actually says. It never mentions anything about being a thriller film, and when you watch the trailer, you would never know that it was a thriller film either. So that's where I really don't think that this film really marketed itself really well, and the writing in this film, it's very poor and just not really top notch here, and it just wasn't a film for me, and I really hated watching this film. I would give a score of this film a 1 out of 5. This film, it just needed a lot more rewriting, restructure, and it just has a lot of really good actors and actresses that are really just there for their names and just their names alone, and really they don't have any really good dialogue or really any good jokes to really draw you in, so the film really fails to live up to any expectations. Are you going to check out this film? Have you heard of this film? And if you have checked out this film, let me know what you guys thought about this film. Thank you guys for watching this review, and I will see you guys on my next review.